Hello everybody, Vigo Shadow here. Welcome to Indie Saturdays, where every Saturday I'm playing an indie game. This indie game today is going to be called Gossip and Potions, Tales from a Witch Shop. Now I'm actually really excited about this one because as you can see in some of the screen caps, I really like the art style. Now it's not often where we do like a potion, I don't think I've done a potion brewing or like gossip listening simulator. I feel like I've been on this little simulator kick as of recently. But either way, this game was actually mentioned to me through the dev themselves. Now this is the first reach out I ever had. They actually messaged me on Gmail and we were able to communicate back and forth. And I was more than happy to do this indie game for them for my Indie Saturdays. That's pretty much what it's all about. Now this game is made by the developer of Peaksoft. And Peaksoft reached out to me, so we're going to be playing this indie game called Gossips and Potions. We'll see what we can brew. I'll see you there.
Alright, we are inside the game Gossip and Potions. Now, I already said this, but just look at the art style. I really do love it. I guess there's so much stuff I can say about it, but I do like the line work and just the overall colors and just how the characters look. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start a new game. I accidentally started that one, but it's cool that they have a autosave feature, which is nice. Not a lot of demos do have that. The witch owie is nervous, running back and forth from inside her shop. She sorts the ingredients on the work table in an attempt to calm herself, thinking out loud. All set, I think, but what if nobody comes? What if this was all a mistake? She stops and takes a deep breath. No, Owie. Relax. Everything will be fine. Oh, what the? Capricornio. I love that, actually. Capricornio says, sure, because everything always goes according to plan. I like how they have this, little fun text, kind of wavy text, and then there's also, the flashing text I've seen, too. Like that. Whispering. Shut up, Capricornio. I'm just trying to help. You could at least fake it better. You look like a cat on a hot tin roof. Before Owie can retort, small bells on the door announce somebody's arrival. Don't talk to me. I've got customers. Owie quickly turns towards the entrance. Oh so, good morning, Owie the witch. Good morning. I wasn't expecting customers this early. I'm not a customer. I'm a merchant. They call me Oso. I make the town's goods out to the big cities and bring back what they need. Passing through, I couldn't resist taking a look. It's the first time a witch has come to Greenhaven. The small creature sniffs around and stops in the front of the cauldron. Watching it curiously, she barks once softly and sits down. Looks like your friend has a good nose for potions. Oso laughs while petting the creature. Yeah, she tagged along on my last trip. Along the way, she wouldn't stop eating the herbs I carried in my pack. Speaking of which, he opens the briefcase, which seems to hold far more than it should, and pulls out two small labeled jars. I had these two left over, Dreamer Bee Honey and Green Sage Leaf. If you brew something with them, you can keep whatever's left. Taking the jars, that's the action. Really? Of course. Alright, now this is where we get right into it. So we got a greeting from Oso, and now we're going to be going right into brewing. This is the potion we'll brew. Use the magic radar on the left as your guide. Press up to go to the ingredients. Okay, seems like there's a lot here, but let's go ahead and do that. We're going to hit up. Oh, wow. Read each ingredient's description. It holds important clues. Drop them in the cauldron with the enter key. Okay. Oh, so it's just automated, so we didn't have to do anything. So we had the Dreamer Bee Honey, and then there's the Green Leaf Sage. Look at the radar. Alright, I'm looking at the radar now. It's getting closer to the target shape. One more to go. So I'm going to see the radar. Okay. So that's just part of that process there. Oh, okay. I don't know. I got confused with the radar. I'm going to have to look at that a little bit more. Simple and reliable healing potion has slight healing power and is fairly stable. Ideal for beginners. Press enter to continue. Straight to the point. Well, the deal's a deal. That potion are brewed. Can I have it? I mean, he did give us the materials, so we might as well give the potion back. So if we give him the potion, we might be having a returning customer. He is a merchant, though. Examining the potion, not bad at all. You've got a knack for this. People will be lining up at your door in no time. Putting it away in his briefcase. Yeah, you want to make connections with people that you can get ingredients from if you're running an item shop, I would assume. So, perfect. Thanks, Aoi. Yes, just what a rookie shopkeeper needs. An endless line of problems. Thanks. Okay, I think that's her hat that's talking, actually. Let's see. I also have some electric lotus and stardust dew. Think you can make something interesting with them? He pulls out 2 more jars and sets them on the counter. Curious, taking the jars. Interesting combination. Let's see what comes out. You have new potions. Move through the grimoire with left and right to see them. So there's the healing potion, and then there's the energy. I can't really do anything else. So I hit up. It's all automated, so I can't do it on my own yet. Drop the new ingredients with into the cauldron. So there's the radar there. It's pointing up on the mind, or like these symbols. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. One more until the shape almost matches. I'm just wondering what the shape is. I'm not seeing it right away. The shape matches. Oh, I see it. It's trying to like go with that triangle at the. That's what the shape is. I feel like that's kind of like a little difficult. The fire doesn't. Raise it with the left and right to the max. Both arcs match. Okay. Stir with left and right. All right, we got an energy potion. So nice. Cool. Picking up the potion. Perfect. I definitely wasn't wrong about you. You've got real talent. That reminds me, I'm going to run out of ingredients soon. Would you know anywhere I can get some more? Well, him, obviously. That's no problem. I pass through Greenhaven every so often. The roads aren't always safe. If you supply me with some potions for the road, I'll bring you the ingredients you need. A fair deal, don't you think? Sounds good to me. By the way, this thing seems to have chosen where she wants to be. She's not mine. She joined me on the road. If you want her, she's yours. Dang. The small creature barks softly and sits next to Aoi, wagging her tail. I don't have time for a pet. Thanks, I'll keep her. Dang. I'm gonna be very honest. I'm very curious with this option. I don't have time for a pet. Like what? What's gonna happen? But no, I'll just go ahead and keep her. All right, I think we can be friends. I'll call you Luna. Luna walks up to Aoi and licks her hand. Aoi smiles while petting her. Congratulations, you're a babysitter too. What's next? Opening a daycare? Good choice. Oh, before I go. He opens up the briefcase again and pulls out several bundles and jars, stacking them on the counter. First shipment on the house. Seriously? Thank you so much. Now I can make all the potions I want. There has to be catch, or he's a terrible merchant. Closing the briefcase with a click. Well, I think I've chatted long enough. They're expecting me at the tavern. If you need anything, don't hesitate to look me up. It was a pleasure, Aoi the witch. Also waves goodbye and leaves the shop. Luna stays by Aoi's side. Great, a clumsy witch, a useless mutt, and a brilliant hat. What a promising team. Sarcastic. Yeah, good thing we're in this together. The shop is completely silent except for the bubbling of the cauldron. Aoi is slumped over the counter, visibly bored. Yawning. Nobody's coming. The doorbell chimes. Aoi jumps in surprise. A man walks in with a firm stride and a wide smile. A young elf with a neutral expression follows, carrying a thick stack of documents. This guy looks important, or at least he thinks so. Welcome. Can I help you with something? Extending his hand. Oh, it's the mayor. So you're the new witch of Greenhaven. Pleased to meet you. Perfect. No better time than to start now. What will you give me? He comes to your shop, gives you cold bread, and on top of that he wants something for free? Toss some fresh water in the cauldron and give him that. It's more than he deserves. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try to craft the potion because we can give it to him, but why not try to craft it? Oh, dang. Alright, well, we have all the ingredients here. A scale shaped like a seashell. How particularly? Heals the body and silences the mind. Okay, so this is what they're talking about with the radar. So you can see that there's like negative effects like with the red, and then you can also see the positive effects. Oh man, that compass radar thing is a little hard to kind of navigate, but you know, hey, we can do fresh, pure water. Crystal clear water with no noticeable magic properties, just water. I think since it's the mayor, he could probably spin a pretty nasty story about us if he really wants to. Oh shit, this is not what I wanted to do. This looks like it's a potion. It's just water. Oh shit. Bewitches the mind, lights up the mind, drains the flesh. Let's try that one. Oh shit. Heals the body? Damn, we're wasting the ingredients, man. Oh shit, what are we even making? Whatever, stir that shit. I made an energy potion? Oh man. Alright, we're gonna give him the potion. Are you sure we want to waste a potion on him? I'd just give him water and call it a day. Yes, I'll give him something different. No, I'll listen to you then. Okay, there's both options. Okay, hold up. Yes, I'll give him something different. Well, how thoughtful. I wasn't expecting something so elaborate. Well then, if you need anything, don't hesitate to find me. I'm always at my mansion. The mayor leaves, followed by Lysandra. Well, that was interesting. You've got a backing of parasite. A backing of a parasite in a suit. Nothing can go not wrong now, right? I think that was an easy customer. From now on, everybody's gonna walk in with their own ideas. What you decide to give them or not give them will shape their lives. This is gonna be fun. By the way, I'm starting a memory album. I'd like to fill it up with stuff. An album? Of what? Of you, mainly. Take notes. The face you make when the mayor said your profits are my profits. How? Damn. Okay. How? What the? I didn't even get to. All right. Whatever. We can look at the log though. At least I have that. How you talk to Luna in a high-pitched voice, thinking I don't notice. The exact moment when you tripped over your own cauldron this morning. The sigh you left out when you saw the bread was cold. And every single time you're going to ignore my advice from now on. Dang. Just caught her in for. You weren't paying attention, were you? Whatever. You can read the log anytime. Oh! That's funny. Oh, the hat calls you out for not reading the log. And I just did it too. Whatever, you can read the log anytime. You'll be able to reread any dialogue there. I think you're going to need it a lot if you're going to keep this up. That's kind of funny. That's a really good way to introduce like a text log so you can go back and check stuff. I'm assuming that's going to be a very important feature, so really interesting way to introduce that. The doorbell chimes louder than usual. A winged pig bursts in at full speed, crashing into the walls and ceiling. A pig with wings? Is this a shop or a freak show? Which, please help me, I haven't slept in 3 days. He stumbles a bit, flailing his wings uncontrollably. I overdid it with the magic powders. I have too much energy, I can't shut off. Magic powders? What kind of party was this pig at? It's a flying pig. Are we gonna really question that? Anyway, if you want to put him to sleep. Dreamer bee honey to start, some sighs to calm him down, and something scaly from the deep to cool his blood, and remember to watch the fire. Alright, we're gonna offer a potion. We're gonna craft one. Now we can look at the log. So, Dreamer bee honey to start. That's what we want to do. The ingredients. So, let's go ahead and look at the Dreamer bee honey, which we have 50 of it right away. That's nice. Okay. Some size to calm them down. Is there an actual thing called size? Oh yeah, heart size petals or heart size petals. Yeah. Said some of them, so maybe throw 2 in. Yeah. Look, it's actually forming the shape it's supposed to be. Something scaly from the deep to cool his blood. Let's see here. Yep, something scaly. Okay, there we go. Okay, whatever. You know, it's not forming the shape it's supposed to be, but whatever. And remember to watch the fire. So we're gonna go to the fire. This potion that looks like induces deep sleep and relaxation combines the ingredients with sedative traits and some healing. That's really cool how the fire will tell you what it's gonna be. Okay, let's just choose that. That's exactly what we want. And then, what's Luna doing? And then there's a clear option. We want to just stir this. I think we got what we needed here. But it doesn't match the shape, but it's a rest potion. So the compass, I think, needs some work. Because I still don't understand it. I'm pretty much going to be going off of what the log says. And not so much the shape, because I've been kind of trying to rely on the shape, but it does not look like something I would go for, honestly. He drinks the potion, yawns. I think I'm already feeling its effects. He collapses on the floor, instantly snoring at full blast. Luna, can you bring me a cushion, please? Happy barking. Aoi places the piggy on the cushion, and Luna brings her, and together they drag him to the corner of the shop where he won't get in the way of future customers. Right? We got a potion shop and an inn. All right. Great. Now we got a deli in the shop. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. He's taking it to a new level here. Well, at least he's sleeping. Doorbell chimes. An elf walks in the shop with a determined stride, as if she already knows exactly what she's going to buy. Underarm, she carries a rolled up map. The moment she crosses the threshold, starts screaming. Stop her. She'll get us all killed. It's the map talking. Aoi watches the elf confused. What a subtle entrance. Looks like someone else needs to dial down the hysteria. Is your map screaming? The elf looks at Aoi through narrowed eyes, confused by the question. Oh, that's just jackpot. See, this map is for finding incredible treasures. You just have to get used to the noise. I'm not a treasure map. I'm a warning map. Everything I mark is danger. What? What the hell? By the way, now that's now in the album. Just taking a snapshot of this pissed off map. You can check what you have and what's still missing whenever you want. I have a feeling you're gonna spend time there. The elf leans on the counter. Edlin, Tomb Raider. Whoa. Tomb Raider.
Don't try me.
Give me your best resistance and healing potions. A great adventure awaits. It'd be very reckless to give her what she wants. But remember, for resistance, you need a shell plant, the usual leaf, and something that makes your hair stand on an end. And remember to watch the fire. Aoi shakes her hand, a bit dazed. And then you could honestly... We could refuse to sell, even. Alright, well... Why is your map screaming like this? We're like a potion shop, so like, am I really supposed to like... refuse like the potion? I don't know. I'm gonna still offer it. It don't matter. I mean, it's her adventure, not mine. I'm supplying her with healing items, not like sending her to her death. That's her choice. Shell plant, the usual leaf. All right, let's find the ingredients. Shell plant, let's find that. Confident about it, but let's see what the fire can do here. It's just an enhanced vision potion. We don't need that, but... Dang, what does it mean by all that? I see now. We just had to go to the Grimoire to find out the resistance potion. So we need a lot of fire and 2 for the body. So let's go for 2 for the body. Heals the body, calms the mind. Heals the body, calm the mind. And then fire. Full blast, baby, let's go. Give it a little shimmy stir, and boom, we have the resistance potion. All right, now that we have that, we can give the potion. Aoi hands her the potion. Edlin stores it with a efficient smile. Perfect, just what I needed. You've doomed us all. Treasures, here I come. She runs out of the shop. This town is full of weirdos. The doorbell chimes. Aoi looks up. The door is open, but there doesn't seem to be anyone there. A cat girl enters the shop with cautious steps, ears perked up and eyes squinting. She takes 2 steps and drops dead in front of the shelf. Hi, I need a potion to see better. Well, then.
Well.
I got the thing for you. I just crafted it accidentally. All right, but either way, I'm going to skip over these other dialogues because I'm just going to offer the potion because I do want to get to the point. Getting the customer what they need. So we're going to give her the enhanced vision potion, which we already crafted pre-hand. Aoi carefully hands her the bottle. This will help you. You should notice improvements over time. Nyanka, without waiting for instruction, uncaps the bottle and splashes it directly into her eyes. What did you do? You were supposed to drink it. One of the eyes of the bottle hits Nyanka's. Nyanka blinks rapidly as the liquid drips down her face. Then her eyes snap wide open as she drops the bottle. Us manas have excellent memory, but just in case, straight to the album.
Why not take a picture?
Oh. I wasn't supposed to apply it directly to the eyes? No! Nyanka pays, does a martial artist bow, and leaves the shop. Well, at least she didn't try to drink it through her nose. Looking at the broken bottle, I think I should start putting instructions on the bottles. That'd be a good start. Can eyes kiss? What? Yo, what? Yeah, Capricornio, just like, put her in her place. Let's not talk about that. The doorbell chimes, a tall man walks in, broad shoulders, his boots caked in fresh mud. A smell of wet earth and fertilizer precedes him like a herald. He carries a straw hat, in his hand and a worn leather satchel over his shoulder. The man stops at the entrance. He wipes his boot on the doormat with meticulous care, smooths his work shirt with an almost ceremonial gesture, and walks towards the counter with measured steps. Now, this is something I want to talk about real quick here. When people are like reading stories or like books and stuff, a lot of people would appreciate the amount of detail that is put into this specific thing. Like he stops at the entrance, he wipes his boot on the doormat, like all these steps, that it just provides depths. So this is really good for like readers for sure. I'm not much of a reader. I'm more of like I like to get to the point of things. So all this is just extra work for me to read. It's just preference. It just goes off of preference. I would rather just have him, the man stops, or a man walks in, and then I just have his picture right here. That's kind of why I don't really have a lot of patience for some reading, you know. I've come to consult you on a delicate matter. This year's harvest has been extraordinary. So much so that, regrettably, I cannot manage it all on my own. He opens his satchel carefully. He pulls out a sizable turnip, wrapped in a clean cloth, and places on the counter as if presenting a newborn. Robert here took 2 days to harvest, but I still have Teresa, the twins, Pete and Paul, and Miss Augusta to go. And that's just the North Garden. The one eye's all I need to tell this one's going straight to the album. My entire family depends on this delicate operation. Lovely family. Another picture. Us manas have excellent memory, but just in case, same thing. That's a very healthy turnip. The finest of its generation. But I didn't come to boast about my little ones. I need a solution before the harvest goes to waste. He pauses and looks out the window. Also this morning, a pig with wings flew over my garden. I took that as a sign to entrust myself to witchcraft. Would you happen to have something that could help me? If you want to give this man something useful, crow feather and stardust dew would be a good start. Although for it to really work, you need spectral essence. So, we could talk with him, but yet again, I don't really have too much incentive to kind of talk with him. So we're just going to go ahead and offer the potion. Let's try it. Boom! Peppy potion. Alright, well, spontaneous rebellions, hopefully that doesn't come. Let's give him that. Aoi hands him a very strange pink bottle. Is it dancing? This will bring the vegetables to life. If they can move, they can harvest themselves. Eyes shining. My little ones will be able to walk, talk, and rebel. Oh, shit. Well, move at least. Shaking Aoi's hand with both hands. Miss, you don't know this, but you made my lifelong dream come true. He runs out of the shop. I feel like that's going to go very bad. Because bringing inanimate objects to life has never gone wrong. That's what he wanted, I guess, so. The shop door opens slowly with a faint creak. A young girl with red skin and small horns peeks peeks her head in shyly. Her hands covered in small bandages grip the edge of her worn blue tunic tightly. Her eyes scanned the room cautiously if she was ready to run at any moment. Hello? Is this the place where the witch Aoi lives? Without looking up from what she's doing, that depends. Who's asking? The girl presses her lips together, clings even tighter to her tunic, and takes a step inside, swaying slightly. My name is Millie Blunderkind. I'm looking for a teacher. She pauses, avoiding eye contact, and hurries to add. So, like, okay, this descriptive element really does showcase, like, a shy girl, or, like maybe somebody that has anxiety. Those details are really good to add when it comes to, like, especially dialogue. So that's what I really like about some, like, stories or books and stuff, which is, this is heavily reminding me of, like, a book I'm reading. But, it's mainly, like, the dialogue pieces and some of the actions they take, you know. Either way. But I understand if you're busy. I know it's not normal to take apprentices outside your coven, and you have more important things to do, but I just thought maybe... Her voice fades into a murmur. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of a quick recap here. So, essentially, Aoi and Millie go back and forth in the shop. She's trying to become the apprentice of Aoi, but unfortunately, she does nothing right in the shop. Every task that Aoi tries to give her, she ultimately fails. And then when we try to get rid of her, we actually get a letter from the landlady saying, or the landlord saying, that we have to take her as our apprentice because they owe her grandmother a favor. So we are entrusted to take care of Millie regardless of what she's doing to our shop, which is just absolutely chaos. And then that pretty much catches things up to speed here. We're gonna go ahead and get back with Oso here. The entrance bell chimes. Oso walks into the shop carrying a bag. He looks around. Crooked shelves, a broken jar on the floor, and the notable absence of a broom. Setting the bag on the counter. Wow, and here I thought the shop would last a week. Dang. Lifting her head just enough to look at him. I don't want to talk about it. Pulling up a jar of honey from the bag and setting it on the counter. Here, you're gonna need this when I tell you what happened outside. What happened outside? Nothing serious. Well, depends on what you define as serious. Oso settles into the chair. For starters, there's a winged pig asleep in your shop. Captured in the album. Okay. Nyanka was spotted heading into the forest, muttering strange things. Looks like she could see without her glasses now. Okay. Interesting. Edlin headed into the forest, screaming something about treasure. Her map wouldn't stop begging for help. And to think I saw this for free. Front row announced in the album. Sinking further into the counter. Anything else? Yes. Frank's vegetables came to life. They kidnapped him. Nobody knows where they took him. Immortalized in the album. Face in her hands. Please tell me that's everything. Almost. A broom is the prime suspect in a series of violent crimes around the town. That was the little girl's fault. Also pauses. His tone shifts slightly, more casual, but with something behind it. Oh, and I ran into the mayor on the way here. He seemed to be in a great mood. Said he was delighted with your work. Aoi raises an eyebrow. Really? Yeah, he looked very pleased. Silence. Aoi stares at the ceiling. Oso watches her for a moment. And what does the town think of me? Adjusting his tie. Honestly, they're too busy dealing with everything that happened just to think about you. Pause. But for what it's worth, I think you did well. Good. Did you see what happened today? I saw that you opened a shop in town you don't know, served everyone who walked in, and you're still here. That's more than what most people would have done. What? Hearts. Damn. Uh-oh. What's going on?
As much as I'm a fan of the slow burn, I think you've stared at each other long enough.
Oso stands up and heads for the door. Alright, tomorrow will be better, or worse, but at least you know what to expect now. He stops in the doorframe. See you tomorrow, Aoi the witch. The bell chimes and Oso leaves. Aoi stares at the floor for a moment, or at the door for a moment, then at the wreck shop, and then at the jar of honey Oso left her. On the bright side, I didn't expect you to make it past the first day. Aoi opens up a jar of honey with a tired smile. I need you to get everything ready to open tomorrow. Okay, now this is it. So we actually have quite a bit of people on the credits. So yep, props to all of these people. Oh, there's some more. At least this adventure is finally over. Someone hands him a note. You want me to read this? Sure, no problem. Production, thanks. Oh wow, production thanks you for playing the prologue of Gossip and Potions and invites you to play the full game when it's available. What? Prologue? You mean I have to put up with Aoi for several more chapters? Oh, so they even have 7 chapters in this game. This wasn't in my contract. I need to talk to my agent. Thank you so much for playing Gossip and Potions. Thunder and maniacal laughter. Yes. Yes. Lightning and maniacal laughter. A witch. Maniacal laughter louder. Exactly what I needed to complete my experiment. More lightning. Okay, yeah, let's talk about this for a second.
Alright, that was the game Gossip and Potions. Now, there was quite a few things that I did like about it, but I am starting to rate my indie games more now, so I pulled up the scale, my rating scale for indie games, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this game a rating of... Now, I gave this game that rating because there's quite a few things that I feel like they need improvements, or there needs to be something else there to like have the viewers be more engaged, and there's more incentive to the reading. So when you have a game like this that's very dialogue heavy, I feel like what you need to do to kind of like elevate that experience, especially if it's about a potion shop and you have like customers coming in and out, it's got to be like some sort of relationship meter. Now, I do like the feature where, like, depending on what you do, depending on if you give them a potion or not, it's going to change the overall story and the outcome of what happens to them. Now, that's pretty cool. I do like that feature, but I think it needs to be elevated just a little bit more. So yeah, as I was mentioning before, like kind of like a relationship or a bond meter between different customers. So, you know, you're going to see your regulars, you're going to see like new customers, like maybe having something there so that you can kind of like know who's who, or like have like a page, or like, I'm not sure if the Grimmery had it, but some sort of place where you can see all your customers and then what level of like bond you have with them, and then if they pay you more, like there's no like money meter for how much potions you are selling, what your shop is like taking in for like the amount of money. So it feels like less like a potion shop sim, and it feels more like a story, and like the more like story and characters and stuff like that. So it kind of like heavily leans towards like the story aspects and not so much like the shop and the brewing stuff. You do brew the potions, you do craft them, but it's more leaning towards like the story aspect of it. Alright, and then another thing I want to really give this game merits for is, I mean, just take a look at the art style. Like I've said it in the beginning of the video, and I'm going to say it again. I really enjoy the way the characters' expressions are shown and how much detail is in the art. I simply just love this art style. I like even like the different sprites that you see when they're talking back and forth. It's just really refreshing to see that. And you kind of see more of it shine through when you have more customers come in. And it's a variety of different characters and like species as well. And I can also, you know, very much so appreciate that too. So there's a lot of elements in the art. And I feel like the game's high point is the art. The art is what sells it for me. It really does look visually appealing. Yeah, so with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed Gossip and Potions. Thank you all for watching. This is Vigo, signing